Welcome back, everyone, and today we have Silento from Meme to Family Murderer. Obviously, I suppose you guys know who Silento is. You know, this dude who had his breakout hit in the mid 2010s, I think 2015. When Nana, this was a worldwide hit. This song had the world in a chokehold. Everyone was doing that dance or whatever. It was really popular. I think it has over a billion views on YouTube or whatever. And obviously, I suppose you guys have heard about his controversy, like about him going to prison for 30 years over the murder of his cousin. Because I think we had already heard like the news about him killing his cousin back during COVID, but he recently just got his sentencing. Like not even a year ago, but whatever. Let's see what this guy has to say about this. And it's crazy that he never produced any other hit after that one song, but whatever.
Being a one-hit wonder is a tough road. Once the toast of the music industry, you get a glimpse of the high life that you always strived for, before it's then snapped away from you once more, once the world's enthusiasm for you and what you have to offer dwindles in an instant. It's hard for anyone to take, causing many crash outs over the years, as people try to recapture a taste of that success. But perhaps no one has spiraled quite as badly as Silento. At age 17, he leapt to the upper reaches of the charts, propelling him to a level of fame that he never imagined.
That's the difference between me and all these other artists. My music is timeless. It's not about the moment, it's about being in that moment for life. So I have timeless music. When you have timeless music, people will never forget it.
Once one of the most viewed clips in YouTube's history, he briefly seemed to have the world in the palm of his hands.
I can't tell you, every day, everywhere we go, even when they have headphones on, all I get, you know what I'm saying? Like, when did you know that it was taking off?
I knew it before I made it.
Really though?
Because it was just like, I made an original video, posted it on Instagram just to see how everybody was gonna react to it. I'm like, oh.
But that momentum was never recaptured. And as he struggled to adjust to the life of a civilian again, things got dark. And somewhere along the line, Silento went from Nene to Cray Cray, with his life taking an incredibly sinister turn that now overshadows his successes.
And now to this, rapper Silento will spend the next 30 years in prison after entering a plea on charges connected to the murder of his cousin. The rapper, whose real name is Ricky Hawk, he's best known for the hit song Watch Me Whip. Well, Hawk pleaded guilty but mentally ill to voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, and other charges. The victim here, Frederick Rooks III, he was shot and killed in 2021 in DeKalb County in the Panthersville area around 3 a.m.
It's your boy Luesta, and this is how Silento went from meme rapper to murderer. Some artists wait their whole lives to have one song that the whole world is gripped by. But for Silento, the ATL rapper was just 17 years old when the whole world was suddenly rocking with him. But it was a bumpy road to get there that was in stark contrast to the happy-go-lucky character he would soon portray on records and in his music videos. In fact, Silento had an incredibly traumatic childhood, which he opened up about during an appearance on The Doctors.
I've been fighting demons my whole life. I was born with weed, coke, pills, all type of drugs in my system. I saw family members talking to walls. I watched family members fight. I watched family members try to kill each other. Nobody should have to watch that. I was never officially diagnosed with ADHD, but I still had to take these drugs. It got to the point where I got incarcerated and sent to juvenile.
But when he wasn't attempting to have a normal life amid all the turmoil, Silento had been making music from a young age.
Since I was in like 8th grade.
I heard that. And you about to be a senior right now?
Yeah, I'm finna be in 12th grade.
Good Lord have mercy, man.
And one day, he thought he stumbled on a hit. The only problem was that no one around him was convinced, including the track's eventual beatmaker Bolo the producer. For like 2 months, he kept trying to tell me, hey, I got this song. It's going to be a hit record. And I thought it was the craziest idea. But as he told Billboard, the 16-year-old was undeterred. I knew what I wanted the song to be, so I made sure I accomplished what I needed before I graduated, Silento explained. I stuck to the plan, and I made my dreams come true. With that, Silento kept pushing for the song, and he would soon be vindicated.
I was at school singing and rapping like every day. So I said something catchy out my mouth and I came back to school the next day and everybody was like, keep doing it, do it again. I want to see you do it. So I just kept doing it and I recorded a little video originally saying it's something totally different and I posted on Instagram and I got a whole bunch of comments from girls. They was tagging other girls, all types of stuff.
Do you remember what you were saying at that time?
It was like, watch me nay nay, now watch me what? Now watch me nay nay. Now watch me what?
That would have been a whole different dance. We had to
Yeah, I had to do that first, but the next day I did it with my friends in the cafeteria. Everybody was watching us. I'm like, yeah, watch me. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the name for it.
By the time the track went from regional hit to global viral success, the song peaked at number 3 on the Billboard charts and even went 6 times platinum. Suddenly, people were eager to talk to him.
Do so many fake Silentos, I ain't gonna tell you.
Hey man, for real.
For real?
On the real, man, because what happens is everybody started doing viral videos. You know what I'm saying? So you bring people in, and then I've had like 9 different Silento interviews. That's why even when I walked in, I looked out like, yeah, that ain't him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We had this one dude from Russia. He was playing like he was you.
He said he was you, bro.
Yeah, little white dude from Russia. Yeah, then
What?
What?
No, but you know what? No, but it was hard finding because the viral videos, man, it seemed like everybody started doing that.
Not least of all record labels, as shortly after its viral success, Silento inked a deal with Capitol Records.
So, as you should, brother. How long? Best believe that. Now, how long you been working with Capitol Records? Did they see the record taking off?
Yeah, they seen the record taking off. They emailed one week and then like the next week it exploded. And I was like, exploded? What you mean exploded?
Damn.
He has 45 million views on Silento TV on Watch
Are
Me.
you serious?
45 million
With no video.
views.
Yeah, what's up with the?
That's 4 months.
Because I saw like an instructional video, right? But is there an official video?
Yeah, we already done with it.
Oh, you
they
shot
just
it already?
waiting to push it out. I think it's gonna be this
So
week.
we haven't even seen
Nah.
how big this record is gonna be. Like we think it's huge now, but we haven't even seen your official video.
Oh no.
Is it too late to put me in it?
That's a good question.
Hold up.
But the song's rise wasn't without its controversies, as Silento was soon hit with accusations of not properly crediting the originators of the dances, with ATL duo Famous 2 Most claiming that he had profited off their inventions.
He played the song for us back in November before he even turned up with it. Like we had like a Sweet 16 or something to do, and he was there and was like, "Yo, I love y'all." You know what I'm saying? I put both of y'all dances together. When he first played it for me, I didn't with it. I still don't really with the song, me personally, because it's not yours. I mean, that's the main point. Like you can't even do the dance. I'm not throwing no shots, but like, bro, it's not yours.
However, these claims never led to any litigation, and Silento just kept on riding the whip nene wave. In fact, the whole world did. I remember everyone in my school would dance.
Everyone in the school was dancing this. Everybody, man.
Same. We used to get lit to this in 2015. My school made us do the whole dance in front of my parents.
Yeah, we had something to do like this, like like a talent show in front of everyone, and we did this in front of the whole school, like.
And where hip hop was coming under fire for trap music coming to the forefront, Silento's upbeat dance hit gave Middle America a safe, kid-friendly way to tap into the culture. But it's fair to say that now, he's probably regarded as a darker figure than some of those MCs who once caused outrage by rhyming about drugs and gangs. Because as the fame slipped out of his grasp, he would do something that would horrify the nation. But back in 2015, Silento still felt like he was on the right, and was certain that what he had achieved with Watch Me was only the beginning.
10 years down the road, when you're still whipping a nay-nay.
I'm gonna be whipping a nay-nay until I be in my cat. I'm gonna whip a nay-nay in the sky.
So what's life gonna be like
now
after
he's
whipping nay-nay?
doing the exact same. He's doing it, but in jail instead.
Where do you see your career going after this?
Right now, I don't even see the whip nay-nay. I'm looking beyond that. I was already doing that, but it's elasting, so I just holding on to it. Why? After that, more Silento.
And I know you got an EP coming out. Tell us about it.
In December. It's coming out, so y'all be ready.
Is it more kind of like the dance music, or what's your thing?
I might put a dance song on there. I got dance songs, just so y'all know, but I don't think I want to give y'all all my dance songs. I think y'all need some music. When I was in middle school, first. Yes, ma'am.
So were you rapping, or how did this come about?
Rapping, singing, and dancing.
Okay. With your newfound fame, what has changed in your life?
I can say the thought process of other people that had a regular process on me at first.
As the public waited for his next move, Signing with Capitol led to collaborations with pop acts like The Vamps, and he was even nominated for the BET Awards' Young Stars Award. But nothing that emerged after the fact ever recaptured his past glory. This eventually led to a 2-year hiatus, which might as well be a lifetime in hip-hop, as well as Silento negotiating his way out of the deal by Capitol.
Dude, what the hell? Marvel Rivals? Do you guys play that?
Even as things started to fall apart, he insisted he wouldn't be defined by just one track.
On the next single.
Nah, it ain't no pressure on no next single. It ain't never been no pressure on no single, cause I ain't even think of the first one. So, my second single, I got Watch Me Part 2. I do have another dance song, and I have been touring different high schools, elementary schools, and they ain't saying it's better than the first song. But outside of a dance song, I have more records that are way out of here. And I feel like I'm gonna have the best album in history for me to be characterized as a one-hit wonder, a dance artist. The people, the artists, whoever feel like I'm one-hit wonder, this right here is gonna change their mind.
In fact, he claimed that he would be a generational artist.
It's not disrespectful because I know what I am. Like, I know I put one song out. But you gotta check the facts behind that one song compared to all these other songs that's out that's not making an impact on culture and the people and the youth in the community. That's the difference between my one song and all these other songs that's coming.
But the writing was already on the wall. And because he was so synonymous with one singular dance track, he was written off as a novelty act. He makes music for 6th graders. He's been touring high schools and elementary schools. That's how you know he's irrelevant. After further radio silence, Silento next popped up in the news in 2017 when he got stranded in Dubai over a business dispute. After traveling to the Middle East, Silento had his passport seized after being accused of not paying a local club promoter back 300,000 dirhams, which equals 81,500 US dollars, for failing to perform at his club. But from the outset, his legal team denied the whole thing. Silento did not cancel any shows at all. Jenna Kadam, Silento's lawyer, told AP. The rapper only learned of the travel ban against him on Wednesday. Now 20 years of age and given full autonomy over his career, Silento maintained in interviews that he was ready to captivate the world all over again.
I'm 20 now, and the deal I had, I got it terminated. I got a release. I got away from that situation. I'm working on being in this situation right now. And yeah.
And soon, he would drop his debut album fresh out of high school, and its sequel in December of that year. But neither of these projects amounted to anything. And when it didn't go the way he planned, Silento pointed the finger everywhere else but at himself.
When I first started, I never had a manager. I started myself. I created a concept to go viral on the internet, like I really broke the internet. And I signed to a label. It's a law where I'm from. If you're under 18, we don't have no sex up. Before my family got involved with my hit, it was already hit for like a whole year. Okay. So I was trying to figure out what I was supposed to be doing with the hit, okay? I worked hard to make it, okay? I got it, right? Now everybody wants it from me. Okay, so at that point, if my family didn't believe in me, they ain't had nothing to do with it. I had to make a decision.
And from there, his descent only got worse. Although it didn't make headlines at the time, it was later revealed that Silento tried to kill himself in 2020, the very same year where the cops clocked him driving 143 miles per hour on Interstate 85 in DeKalb County. When accosted by the police for his excessive speed, Silento reportedly told the cops that he was allowed to go that fast because he wasn't a regular person. Around that same time, he opened up about how things remained dark even after he'd obtained that fame that he dreamed about.
Depression doesn't leave you when you become famous. It just adds more pressure. And while everybody's looking at you, they're also judging you. When I get depressed, I won't answer the phone, I won't take a bath.
And tragically, it turns out that he might have been right when it came to never escaping the darkness. By January of 2021, Silento was still attempting to keep the train on the tracks, trying to leverage his online following to get a bag from other aspiring artists. Cash at me for promo, DM now. But it's fair to say that people weren't exactly receptive, especially after all his claims being a talent built to stand the test of time. Scam. Fucking bum. Down astronomically due to nay-nay. For someone in the public eye, receiving these kind of comments are basically seen as an occupational hazard. But when you're in the kind of fragile mind frame that Silento was in, who knows what untold ways this mutated for him. Still, outwardly, Silento maintained that he had another hit in him. and that he didn't need to resort to rhyming about gangster antics to make it big like other rappers from the ATL.
Well, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and for me growing up, it's just as much as you hear rappers talking about killing and shooting and bugs and stuff like that. That was my type of environment, but I didn't let it stop me from being successful. I took it and I ran with it, and I did the complete opposite, and I made it to be a big person in life, inspirational, role model, idol for the youth.
But all the while, something was brewing behind the scenes. And in early January 2021, Silento's true nature would come to the fore when he committed a shocking crime that put him behind bars. As we know, this wasn't even his first run-in with the law. But prior to this, Silento's crimes were never violent. But this all changed when he was booked on felony inflicting corporal injury on a spouse or cohabitant in a domestic violence incident. This set a dangerous precedent, proving he had a prior history of taking out his demons on people he loved. The following day, he was accused of attacking 2 people with a hatchet. Reportedly, Silento had walked into an unlocked stranger's home in the Valley Village neighborhood of Los Angeles and tried to hit 2 people with a hatchet before one of them was able to disarm him. Considering how deranged these actions were, there perhaps should have been some kind of medical intervention to ensure that Silento couldn't harm himself or anyone else. But nothing was done. And sadly, all of this was just a prelude to the incident that would shock the world and forever overshadow his legacy. The crime in question would be the killing of none other than his own cousin. Back in 2021, Frederick Rooks III, who was 34 years old, was picked up from a friend's house in a white BMW SUV. Then DeKalb County Police Department responded around 3:37 a.m. to a report of a person being shot at the intersection of Deep Shoal Circle and Corners Crossing in the Panthersville area. This is where they found Rooks, who had received multiple gunshot wounds, with investigators finding 10 bullet casings near his body. Several neighborhoods in the area heard gunshots, and security camera footage from a nearby home showed the same white BMW SUV fleeing the area at a high rate of speed just a few minutes after the gunfire, and this car would also be placed at the scene. As his family reeled from the news, there was about to be another heartbreaking twist in the tale when it was unveiled that the man behind the trigger was none other than his younger cousin, Ricky Lamar Hawk, better known as Silento. Soon, the cops matched the gun he was carrying at the time of his arrest to the casings that were found, and 10 days after he was first apprehended, Silento confessed. The news immediately sparked a resurgence in streams of Watch Me, as people flocked back to the song trying to piece together how he went from point A to point B. If you told me when his hit was getting airplay that this guy was going to prison for murder, I'd have a hard time buying it. For 4 long years, he languished in prison, with his lawyer, Chanel Hudson, doing her utmost to try and change the narrative. Please send my client Silento some positive vibrations, she told Fox 5 Atlanta. Over the past several years, Ricky has been suffering immensely from a series of mental health illnesses. We will continue in his efforts of treatment, but we ask in the meantime the public uplift him and his family in immediate prayer and positive energy. Ricky is a beautiful soul, and we hope that the same people who are whipping and nay-naying with him could continue to support him and lift him in prayer. God bless. But none of this could save him from a hefty prison sentence. He eventually pleaded guilty, but mentally ill, to voluntary manslaughter and aggravated assault. On top of that, he also admitted guilty to possession of a firearm during a crime and concealing the death of another in connection to his cousin's killing. Although he technically avoided a murder charge, the now 27-year-old was now sentenced to 30 years in prison. This means that he'll be 57 when he is released. After he was handed his sentence, Silento finally broke his silence on the matter and still attempted to spin it in a positive light. I will continue to make music and work on becoming the best possible version of myself. I can't reverse time, but I can serve the time I've been given lawfully and strive to positively contribute to whatever my new environment may be. But this has provided little comfort to the family, with Brooks' brothers and sisters telling DeKalb County Superior Court Judge Courtney L. Johnson before sentencing that Silento should have gotten a longer sentence. Due to the bizarre circumstances which led him to the pen, Silento's goals have not only been shelved almost permanently, but his achievements with Watch Me are now set to take an eternal backseat to his vicious crime. Now, the man that wished to be a generational artist is more of a cautionary tale, with the story showing exactly what happens when fame and unresolved issues combine. And as you can tell, the end result can be incredibly harrowing.
Damn. Hey, what do you guys think of that? All that depression, Like all that fame could not get rid of all that depression and that, mental illness he had. So, obviously, it caused him to do all these things, and now, he has to pay for them, despite the success, But whatever. Hey, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.